Adam?
What?
Do you want me to do something with these brake lines?
No!
What? Well, they look a bit long to me, mate.
Just leave them. Please, just leave them.
Oh,
Don't touch them.
I'm only trying to help.
God blimey, mate, we keeping you up?
Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered.
With a K.
Hello, you lot. Right, rear axle. I'm still waiting for a few bolts to screw it up underneath, but I don't think there's anything to stop us screwing it up with what I've got with the old stuff. It's the same with the subframe, really, isn't it? So the front subframe. So I think we'll be okay with that. There's a couple on the swing arms where they fix on to the bracket that then fix onto the car. It needs a couple of really big washers that I've ordered. They haven't come, but the bolts have come, but the big washers haven't. So again, I'll put the new ones in, and then we'll have to take them off and do it that way once it's all on. But
That's
I can get the rest done.
Do, yeah?
Yeah, I can get the rest done, and we can get the anti-roll bar on and get the poly bushes on that and the new brackets to hold that on, and then silicone grease them and all this sort of stuff, so we can do that and change the other bolts on the see, I'll get the swing arms and trailing arms muddled up. You'll see. Yeah. I'm too tired to figure out what's what. You know what I'm like. When I talk to you, I know what I'm talking about. As soon as I face the camera, I can't remember what
swing arms, trail arms, it's all the same thing.
It's arms.
You say swing arms, I say trail arms. Yeah,
let's call the whole thing off, shall we?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Where are we working in? Where are we working?
There.
That's the wrong way again. There. Right. I'll pan down then.
Yeah, pan down. Good. We do this anti-roll bar first. Now I've sanded it all off, cleaned it all up, and I've painted it in Hammerite, but I only had hammered finish, but it's come up all right actually, to be fair. So yeah, we just get that on, I think.
What, you just sprayed that or painted it on?
Sprayed it.
Sprayed it?
Yeah.
With a brush?
Yeah. So we've got the drop links, look, we get them on first. One of these isn't threaded very well, I noticed. But we'll see, we'll be alright.
Don't blame me.
We'll be alright. No, it's not you. It's not you, it's me. How many times have I heard that in my life?
Oh, hang on a minute. I wanted to look at that. I've just realised where you're bolting that on.
Yeah.
So the anti-roll bar goes on...
The drop links.
To one of them drop links that we were trying to work out.
Yeah, it stops that flexing. When you're going around the corner, it stops all that flexing and stiffens it all up, you see. Same on the front. It's exactly the same on the front. Keeps the wheels planted, basically. So again, you see, we do it all up, not tight, so we can get movement and bits and pieces. And then, yeah, once they're all on, it's Arch doing this. Hope he's not going to have a... Oh no, he's going to lay down. I was worried he was going to... Get a silicone grease lubricant. Do you want to take that home with you tonight? Right. So we put a bit of that on, not a lot. Not a lot. Actually, you could look a bit like Paul Daniels. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Not a lot. Here we go, look. Let's stick that on there. Get that one on. You might want to fast forward this, I don't know. On there, look. That goes on there. Put a little bit on top of that as well, in there, in that groove. That pushes on there like that. Got all new ones, look, because they were all rusty. They were all B52s, the tin roof. I'm putting stainless steel in there. Stainless steel
B52s, what are you talking about?
Tin roof, rusty.
Oh, God.
It's been a long day, I told you. It's been a long day. Yeah, it's been a long day. Right, I get that sort of tight. Again, it's all got to be hooked up that we do that last knockings. Do that last knockings. And of course the new suspension's got to be fitted as well, new shocks got to be fitted. Right, let's get that started. I'm not going to start singing that song again.
I'm not prompting you.
No.
I'm not prompting you.
No, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I need to get on, don't we? Need to get on.
Where's this going on?
Just on here, look, like that.
Hang on, hang on.
See that? Let me get a rag. While you're filming that, I'll get a rag. And while we're on there, and then that just it's locked on that like that, you see. And then pushes onto that. If I do them up. That's the started. Right, now guess, this is how we get the blooming anti-roll bar in the right place, isn't it?
Has it got a bong in the right place then?
Well, it's the position of it, isn't it, where it is on that, because obviously those drop links, they're going to move anyway, aren't they? Do you see what I mean?
No. I love that look.
It doesn't matter where that bar is. If that's too far across that way, it doesn't matter, does it, with the drop links? Because they move anyway, they pivot, don't they? The drop links only stop that movement in the trailing arm. So we've got to get that in position, in the right position there, haven't we? Across the, so central of that bar.
Oh, yeah.
No?
Yes, yeah.
You're just saying yes now, aren't you?
No, I do know what you mean,
Yeah.
but can't you eyeball that?
No! Eyeball it. What's the matter with you? Well, get it near enough. Now.
Well, how will you do? How will you get it central then?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to measure off this bit first. See what that is. I'm going to measure off of there. So it's inch to the outside edge on that. So it's miles off. It's miles off, so it's got to come there. So, right. It's to the inner edge of that. Hey, I mean, it probably move in and slide about in that poly bush anyway. But
it pretty much holds it.
Yeah,
Holds it in
should hold it in position really.
Right.
I don't think it's that crucial, to be fair. It's got it for now. I need to get a spanner in there on the slot, because there's if you're looking down there, look, there's two flat bits on either side of that, so you can get a spanner on it to tighten it up. And yet the front ones haven't got that, because I think I moaned about that before, didn't I? Right, that's that bit then. Just got to change these bolts now. I've just got to take them out now, because I've got some new ones, look. Got some new ones.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so I get rid of the old rusty crap. Ah, different sizes, isn't they? It would be, wouldn't it? Here we go.
Well, there's no bolt on the end of them, they're just
No, it's already
tightening into the...
yeah, because
Right.
it's welded onto that drop link, look. The trailing arm.
Right.
Right, I can do these end ones as well. Although I've got some really ultra thick washers, the right washers to go in there, so we've still got to change it at some point, but I might as well change them, because then we're not losing any bolts in, are we? Because they come with a washer built into them, so we're just waiting for the bigger washers, but I just put them on there so we can get it on then. It's a 14mm M14 with a 1.5 pitch. They're nearly all 1.5 pitch. Right, so that's That's done.
Easy for you to say.
That's them done. So now there's nothing to stop us dragging it over and put it on. There's stuff to change, obviously, but the main bits that are awkward to get to afterwards, we've done like the anti-roll bar and all that sort of stuff. The rest of it's pretty accessible, so it's not too bad.
Right. Start getting it on then.
Yeah.
You're looking a bit sombre.
Yes. It's just one thing after another. You think you're getting somewhere. Oh, I went to...
Because we're gonna get that back ending on, aren't we?
No.
We're gonna bolt it all on.
No.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that.
I'm sure you have.
But we're not.
No, I went to Snetterton this Sunday just gone, watch the Coopers, because the Coopers are racing there.
This is not the JCWs,
No,
is it?
it's
This
the
is
the trophy, yeah. And I had a good look at the cars, and there's stuff that's changed basically in the regs. I never got a memo for that. I mean,
for next season.
Yeah, it's partly
Well,
my
no
fault.
running now, isn't it? But
Yeah. But when I downloaded it, the 22 season, it didn't have these amendments in it. It's had amendments since, which happens all the time with championships, because the teams want ease of doing stuff and they want this and want that, and it all sort of moves and is a bit fluid. Admittedly, it costs a little bit more now. The suspension system has gone up in price by 200 quid, but that's all to do with COVID and that, the usual sort of thing. But now we've got to run a Scorpion exhaust and manifold on it straight through, which I was going to build myself. So there's a lot of difference there, because if I'd have built it myself, I could have made it for like 50 quid.
so for the layman like me, Scorpion is like a make.
Yeah, it's a major make. Yeah,
Right.
a good make. I mean, the thing does sound bloody lovely. So it will help because it's decatted it as well. So we haven't got a catalytic converter in it, so it does make it.
So
it
you've got to run that. You can't run a different exhaust.
No, you've got to run that. The airbox, they're not using the
So
standard.
what happens then? Like you just turn up and the stewards look at it and go, "Ain't got the right exhaust. You ain't running."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the airbox as well. We can't use the standard airbox. We've got to use the Forge, because we're sponsored by Forge as well. Forge were mainly to do with JCW, but they're creeping into the trophy, the Cooper class now. So we've got to run the Scorpion induction filter with their plastic pipe, their silicon pipe work. We've got to run that. And also the main reason why we're not fitting the back end is because you've got adjusters for the shocks, which I didn't know about, in mid-defence. And there's a little dimple right in the middle of where the shock goes up. So we just got to drill that dimple out and make the hole bigger. So then it's just got to be I think it's a 10mm hole, just so there's an adjuster that goes through and sits on top of the shock absorber, so you can adjust the stiffness of the shock absorber and all that sort of thing from the top. And then they're sort of clipped, and you've got like a nice anodised little knob on them, so you haven't, because obviously once it's in the car, you've got to be able to get to it to alter it, because all the adjustments on top.
Well, that sounds like a good thing anyway.
Yeah, so
I
mean, it's a good job that I went down there and had a look. The other thing as well is the control arms on the back. The bottom control arms now, because of Forge have got their connections with it, we're allowed to run the Forge adjustable control arms on the bottom, which it gives you camera and everything. Which is basically the basic system has got that on the 56 Cooper S, where it's got a I can't think what the sort of there's a word for it, and it's one word with words. I'm terrible with words. I know what it is, and I can't think of it. But it's not a round washer on it, and you adjust it, and it alters it that way. But on this one, there's adjustable. There's adjustable nut on it. It's a left-hand thread, and then it all adjusts up like a bottle neck screw, a bit like that. So you adjust it one way, and it pushes it out, and adjust it the other way, and it pulls it in.
Right.
So then it alters a camber on the back end.
So that's the exhaust.
Yeah.
The airbox.
Yeah, and the bottom control arm on the back, and the
anything else?
and the
So quite a bit then.
there's a lot. Yeah, there's other bits and pieces as well, which I'm glad I went and had a look at. I should have done it ages ago, to be fair. But it's just the extra cost.
It's a $1 million question,
Yeah.
quite literally $1 million question.
It's just the extra cost.
What's the cost going to add then? Go through each part. So what's the
Well, the
airbox
exhaust
cost?
is 600 quid. where I could have made one for 50 quid straight through.
What, we get 4 for that, do we?
Yeah, it wouldn't. Admittedly, it wouldn't have been a stainless steel one, and it wouldn't have included the manifold. It'd have been a standard manifold.
Right.
Yeah, the bottom control arms, 300 quid. There's another 200 quid on top of the shock cost of the shocks. There's various other bits and pieces.
Right. And the airbox?
The airbox, I think it's 160 quid.
Right.
Where I bought a filter, just a K&M filter to go inside it, just a square filter, which was like 30 quid. So the numbers are a bit up, but I can understand why it's done, because the teams want to make it easier for themselves and better for themselves, don't they?
Right.
And obviously Forge have got good connections with the Mini Championship.
So basically then, with those extra bits that we've now got to get and purchase and put on, there's no point bolting all that back end on tonight.
No.
Because you're going to have to take it all off again.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a pot to play with.
I wonder what you was going to say then. I thought you was going to say you got a pot in.
I can't in it now.
Yeah.
Because we've got a tank shield as well. We've got to put a tank shield on that protects the tank. I noticed that.
How much is that?
400 quid.
Right.
So I'm just going to use the pot that we've got to get the suspension, the tank guard, and might get the clutch with it. The clutch is 600 quid. Clutch kit.
Right. So this really is a bit all unforeseen, but
definitely unforeseen.
It kind of highlights the fact that if you're one of these guys that gets a car in your garage and you want to go racing with it, and you start doing all what we're doing over the space of several months,
you're
going to end up with a bit.
In Mini's defence, it is a major championship. It's not a simple championship. You could do other championships at a far less cost. I mean, we've got the Peugeot under here. We could have done the Hot Hatch Championship, and we could have probably built the car for half the cost of what it's cost us to build that.
Right.
But it's a major championship. The Minis are, it's supporting the touring cars. It's a big championship. I mean,
so it's just regulated more.
It's still cheap. It's still cheap for a major thing. But if you're doing it in your garage at home, you've got to seriously think about it. I mean, I'm lucky because I know people, so it's not quite so bad for us. But it's a lot of money to find. I mean, on reflection, if I'd known it was going to be that much, I don't think I'd have done it. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But we're there now, and we're nearly done. I mean, look at it. It's turning out to be quite a good car, I think.
Yeah. And if we don't actually get the sponsorship, which we hope, fingers crossed we are, you can always sell the car and make a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit of a profit.
Yeah, I mean, if we run with the Accelerate, I don't think we can use our own car anyway, so it'd be sitting as a spare lump. But I've got someone who wants it anyway. If we don't do it, there's another bloke who's going to do the championship, but he hasn't got the time or the knowledge to build the car. So, not saying we have got the knowledge, but I can sell it anyway. We could sell it as it is, but it wouldn't be worth anything. It'd only be worth a couple of grand, if that. But if it's finished, it's worth 4 or 5 times that.
Right.
If not more than that. It's 8 times that.
So we're going to crack on.
Yeah.
We come up to a little stage now where we have to decide what's happening, but we're going to crack on with it.
Yeah, we've got to see it through, because I want to race the thing, really. I've been losing weight, believe it or not.
And
and it's coming off.
It might just kind of be a little bit longer because of sorting the finances out. And
but I mean, as long as it's done by the end of January at the latest, we'll be fine. It's not a problem. So I won't start testing till February.
When's the deadline to show you that you want to be in it? When you've got to register your interest or something.
Well, Anthony knows my interest now anyway. I mean, he's been sort of following us for the last year or so he knows I've been struggling with it a little bit. And plus, well, we're filming it, so it's going to take longer. I mean, if we weren't filming it, it'd be done by now.
I'm going to remind you though, because you went to Snetterton last weekend, didn't you? And you met up with a couple of drivers and had a look at the cars.
I didn't meet up with a couple of drivers, but
and
I watched them.
You wanted to remind you, didn't you?
Yeah.
For a bit of a shout out.
Yeah, Nelson King and Nicky Taylor. I've now called them the train. Officially, they're the train after Sterling Moss and Fangio, because they were driving brilliantly. I think Nelson's probably going to win the championship. He's driving faultlessly. Mind you, Nicky's driving faultless as well. But yeah, they were really good. Nicky had a exhaust problem in race 3, so he got hit up the bum and the exhaust bent and sort of curtailed it. But they've been driving really well, pair of them between them. So
Right.
yeah, shout out to Nelson and Nicky.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll bump into them and do a bit of an interview with them.
Yeah,
Then.
well, I think I don't know about Nicky, but I reckon Nelson's probably do JCW next year. He's good. He's definitely good. Well, they're both good enough, but yeah.
All right. Great stuff. Right.
We put a picture up the car as well, perhaps,
Yeah.
so you can see what they look like.
Right. Well, better say our goodbyes then, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because I'm feeling a bit
Right.
today.
Right. So thanks for watching this week's episode.
Actually, I normally do with that. And
Discovered a few things, haven't we?
yeah,
But,
yeah.
which is gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I sounded like I was whinging, but I wasn't really. No, I did, but it's just, it's my own fault because I should have checked up on it sooner. That's the thing, I should have checked up on it. I should have got a download off Anthony sooner, and but it's everything else that's been going on as well in the week. It's not just the car. It's just so fed up.
Do you want me to get my violin out? Right, okay.
But
Anyway.
yeah, we're all good. We're all good. Love the Minis. Want to do the Minis. You know, it's either going to be with Accelerate or Graves. Don't know yet. Hopefully, if we get the money together. Yeah. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it'll be all right. It'll all work out in the end.
Yeah,
It'll
it
work
does,
out in
yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, moving
Yes.
on to the episode. Playlist. Right. Playlist is just over here, like that. Little square that come up just now,
And last week's episode is just over a little square and it comes up just there.
yeah, and in the middle is the black logo. You click that and it takes you to all the videos on YouTube, I think, doesn't it? Well,
Yes.
that's
It does, doesn't
And we've got the
it? Yes.
website as well.
Doesn't
We've got
it?
the
Yes,
website,
and that as
which
well,
you can
haven't
watch
we?
the latest
Doesn't
one.
it? Yes.
Yeah. Thanks very much. See you next week.
All right. See you, Kingy. Nicky.